All right, let's make a quick video. Topic is why I've fallen in love with fear. All right, so we don't realize, but as we go about our day, most of the processing that our brain does is top down rather than bottom up. Okay, so as I walk around, all these trees around me, the cars, the sky, all this stuff, it feels to me like I'm processing everything bottom up. Like I receive information through my senses and then it goes to my brain. But actually, your brain is a predicting machine. Okay, so it's not really registering much right now. It's mostly relying on concepts or past instances, past memories that it already has to predict stuff as I go about my world right now. Okay? And the only real time that the brain perks up and pays attention is when it registers something new, when it encounters a prediction error. Okay? Something in my environment, let's say a car suddenly comes onto this place, this pathway where I'm walking. That's going to be a prediction error, and my brain will perk up and then register it. Okay, and this is the only real time that your brain has to make new connections and grow itself to deal with that new experience. And one giveaway that this is what happens is, let's say you venture out into a new place, like if I were to let's say go to China or India or someplace where I've never been. I'm going to experience something called experiential blindness, where I just won't be able to make head or tails of my environment. I will have no idea what is going on. I will have no landmarks, no concepts, no previous memories, nothing to anchor my experience to, nothing to make sense of all that data. I'll be overwhelmed. And I'll experience what we call experiential blindness, because I have no concepts to make sense of the world around me. We don't realize this, but most of the processing we do is top down rather than bottom up. If our brain actually had to register everything, every little thing, every datum of my sensory experience right now, it would get totally overwhelmed because there's just too much stuff to pay attention to. It's your concepts that even direct the brain about where to pay attention to, where to direct my eyes to, so on, right? So why do I love fear? It's because what is the marker that tells me that I'm dealing with a new experience, a chance to grow my brain, a chance to grow myself as a person? It's fear. The brain hates new things because then new things are a place where dangers lurk. Your brain doesn't like new things. It's scared of new things, right? It feels comfortable. It feels good where it already knows everything, but then it's not going to grow. And honestly, that scares the shit out of me. Okay. And so I've grown to love fear because fear is where growth happens. Fear is where learning happens, where I get to grow myself as a person. I get to change. I get to become better. It's all these places where I'm scared, where I feel a little bit of fear. There's this unknown, right? So all you people who deal with anxiety, who deal with experiential avoidance, and trust me, I've been one of the most fearful people for a long time until recently. Just scared of everything, scared of needles, scared of blood, scared of spiders, scared of new things, you name it. I spent most of my life avoiding shit, but I've grown to love fear, and I think this is partly what has let me beat anxiety, whereas others have failed. They keep getting stuck. You have to learn to love, to just put yourself into new situations and learn to love the growth that you get out of it. It's the only time where you're gonna grow is when your brain encounters prediction error, where you step into places or things or events, experiences where you don't know what the fuck is going on, right? You cannot just sit in your armchair and somehow figure out the world before going out into it. You have to walk into like, let's say this field right now, right? This field. I've been walking on this pathway, right? And let's say I cannot even see past that hill. Whatever's on the other side is like invisible to me right now, right? There is no way I can stand here and somehow intellectually figure out what's on the other side of that hill. I have to step into this. I have to fight all the normative pressures. Like seriously, right now I feel it. I feel the norms that tell me I should be walking on the path. I should not be walking in the middle of this freaking hill talking into this video camera right now. But how else am I ever going to grow my brain, right? Now I've had this experience. Now next time I'm walking on that pathway, I will know what's on the other side of this hill. That's a new concept I've just built into my brain, a new connection that just did not exist there before. And there was some fear leading up to it, but you have to step into it. Like when you have anxiety, that's the only way you're going to beat the anxiety is literally just to walk into that fearful situation, Of course, not real danger, uh, but just step into the fear and train your mind not to be scared there. That's the only way to beat anxiety, right? Exposure therapy. You expose yourself gradually to things and train your brain that there's actually nothing there to be really scared of. And now the next part of this video is, honestly, even if you are scared, even if there is real danger, let's make this kind of be like a more motivational part of this video, I guess. It's that a lot of you people who deal with anxiety, and I was one of them, we've contemplated suicide so many times, okay? We've been so ready to kill ourselves, to give up. So if you're willing to kill yourself anyways, why not take the chance and risk dying in service of your values, to what you actually cherish? You were ready to kill yourself anyways. You're ready to die anyways. What can you now experience? What can the world throw at you now that you weren't already willing to do to yourself many, many times over? And I think that is so empowering. Like, even if somebody comes to my door and is there to hack me up into little pieces, stuff me in a fucking coffin 6 feet underground and have to try and suffocate to death there. I'm claustrophobic. Cut my balls off, like just fucking burn me to death. Like, what can happen? What can happen that I'm really scared of, you know? It terrifies the fuck out of me on some level. But what is all that in comparison to what I've already been willing to do to myself, which is kill myself, right? I've already entertained suicide. So now why not risk death trying to live according to my values rather than risk death just lying on my couch scared of shit, right? It's the same either way. So if you're ready to commit suicide in your past, guys, you deal with anxiety, experiential avoidance, and you know that the only life worth living lies on the other side of fear, then step into it. Because you're gonna kill yourself anyways, you're gonna die anyways. Why not risk dying? Why not risk dying trying to live according to your cherished values? Give it one more shot, guys, right? So once you take that approach, nothing phases you anymore, right? What can the world throw at you that you weren't willing to do to yourself anyways? So just step into the fear and love the process. Love the fact that there's a chance to grow, a chance to change your brain, to make new connections in your brain. And then you just love fear. You love it's a game. It's fun. It becomes beautiful. Yeah. It's raining now. Let's end this video. That's why I love fear, guys, because fear is a marker attached to all the novel experiences that I know that's where growth happens. That's where my brain is going to grow itself. That's where I'm going to become a better person. And it's beautiful. So fall in love with the process, guys. Thank you.